Hi, it's Miss Gross, and I wanted to go over PFAs or power focus areas. We had a couple of parents ask questions about PFAs, what they were, how to go about studying for them, taking PFAs, using notes on PFAs, and how they're graded. So I wanted to answer all those questions in this video and try to do it very quickly. First of all, if I go to the student's year page, you'll see on the second line power focus areas. And there's also additional, and for me, it's challenge focus areas, and I'll kind of go over that as well. So, power focus areas, the whole purpose of it is teaching students to do self directed learning, taking notes, watching videos, requesting to take it so that they can be successful later on. That's one of the designs of Summit is helping teach students to be self-directed learners. So let's say a student has already finished Math 6 review and they are working on proportional relationships. When they click on it, it will give them the option to take the diagnostic test. And that will tell them, in fact, we want them to take the diagnostic. So they can take that and it'll let them know how they do on each objective. So they might get a 2 out of 5 on objective 1 and a 4 out of 5 on objective 2. And it tells us that they need to spend as much time or more time studying for objective 1. So after they take the diagnostic, then they can go through and study. They are able to study during their fifth period on the days that we have PFA days or SDL, self-directed learning time in class. They can study during class on those PFA days, or if they have extra time, or they can study at home. So they would click on the objective, and each one of these, whether no matter what subject area it is, has videos, practices that they can do, and usually check for understanding. So this one has a video, a practice, and a check for understanding. And then objective 2 has 2 videos, 2 practices, and a check for understanding. And so they would use that to take notes. Depending on the class, they could have guided notes. If they are working well alongside the teacher might have notes that they want them to take. If they're working, like in my class, if they're working ahead, then they would be required to take the notes on their own. Once they feel like they're ready, they've taken their notes and they feel like they're ready, they can request to take the PFA. And this answers the next question. When can students request to take a PFA? Only during school. They cannot request to take them at home because the teacher has to approve it. So once they request to take the PFA, it will sit in that and as a requested until I approve it for them. So they need to do that during school. We might use Grizzlies Beyond the Bell, GBB, on an as needed basis for like absent students and that kind of stuff. But right now they can only do it during school. The next question that we had parents say was, can we use notes? Can students use notes on the PFAs? And I checked with all the teachers, and the answer is yes. So they're taking their notes. They can use their notes on their power focus areas. And then the other question that was about grading, and I made something. We gave it to the students. They put it in the back of their red notebook. So here's how we're going to grade it. We want to offer to kids who are really practicing and trying on their first try. So before the due date, if they get it on their first try, we're going to give them 2 bonus points. So this is what it would look like at Infinite Campus. All the teachers will put it in out of 10 points for the PFAs. And so if they get it on the first try, they get 100% on the first try, it'll go into Infinite Campus as a 12 out of 10. If they do it on the second try before the deadline, we'll give 1 bonus point, and then third try or more, you get what you get. So it would be whatever the highest score is. If they complete it after the due date, so the line passes, the teacher says this is the due date, and they turn it in after the due date, we're going to do 1 point penalty. Okay, and there's PFA expectations on here for the students, and we went over those in class. I hope this answers any questions that you have about PFAs. Just to recap, studying, they can study anywhere during class, if they get finished early during their fifth period or at home, but they can only take their PFAs during school because they have to request it and the teacher has to approve it. And they can use their notes on their PFAs. And then here's the thing for grading. If you would like a copy of this, I'll gladly email it to you, or I have a printout I can send home. Just ask. Don't hesitate to ask. Thank you. Hopefully, all have a great day.